The process of creating a new code line from an existing code line is called branching. A code line is a child of the code line from which it was branched. Conversely, the source code line for a branch is the parent of the branch. A code line that has no parent is called the trunk or main code line. The process of propagating changes from one code line to another is called integration. When you integrate, you can either merge the changes in the source code line into the existing files in the target code line, or copy the files from the source code line to replace the files in the target code line. The code line curator should establish a code line policy that defines when and how to branch and when and how to integrate changes between code lines. In Perforce, you use the integrate command to create new branches and propagate changes across code lines. In most code line lifecycle models, you create new code lines to support parallel development efforts. The code line curator is typically responsible for identifying when and how to branch a code line. When the policy relating to a subset of files in a branch diverges from the overall policy of the branch, it usually signifies the need for a new branch. For example, a release branch typically has a more restrictive integration policy than the main branch, while the integration policy in a development branch is typically less restrictive than the policy for the main branch. In this example, we'll see how to create a new release branch from the files contained in the main branch. When you branch a code line, Perforce uses your workspace as the staging area for the branch. Before you create a new branch, your workspace view must contain the target directory path. To initiate the branching process, you identify the source and target directories for the branch, at which time Perforce constructs the target directory structure on your workspace and adds the branched files to a change list. When you submit the integration request, Perforce duplicates the target directory structure in the depot. When you create a new branch, Perforce performs a lazy copy and no files are actually copied in the depot. Perforce performs the physical file copies as the files in the branch are changed. You can also instruct Perforce to use a virtual copy to prevent the branch files from being copied to your workspace. When you create a branch, Perforce creates an integration record in the metadata describing the origin of the files in the code line. You can visualize what happens when you create a branch by thinking of creating a triangle between the source, target, and workspace. Thinking of the process as three legs of a triangle helps clarify the relationship between the theirs and yours files. When you initiate the integration, you identify the source and target code lines, which creates the first leg of the triangle, shown here as 1. The integrate request also creates the directory structure in the client workspace and optionally populates the client with the associated files, forming the second leg in the triangle. Finally, when you submit, the new branch is persisted to the depot, completing the triangle with leg number 3. Note here that when branching code lines, the target files are the yours files.